So today was Memorial Day, and I took the time to start working on my chicken coop. Our chicken coop, I should say, finally. So, as you can see, I had a setup. I started off cutting the legs on the porch, and today I decided to do it with a little bit more space. So I have my dad's miter saw, chop saw, whatever you want to call it. I laid out my 4x8 plywood, and those are the 4x4 legs that I'm putting down, and I'm trying to get an 8-foot wide 2x4 to connect them as the base. You'll see it comes together eventually. What I had to do is actually take the 4x4, which is actually 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, subtract 7 inches from 8 feet, and then I cut my 2x4 to that length. I was having a bitch of a time actually putting them together. It was really difficult being by myself, and I'd like to think that I'm a handy guy, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at it. I don't know. I do so many projects, but this kind of crap just happens, and I have so many issues. So at this point, I had the legs on, and I actually cut little 4x4 45-degree angles out of some spare 2x4s just to give some more structure to the legs being to the boards. And once they actually go together, you'll see me struggling trying to keep the legs up while bracing it and then putting it to the actual base. It was a pretty big mess, but I'm gonna figure it out eventually. So I had to step away for a minute. I saw some weird people on my street doing stuff. I don't know what it was. You'll probably hear about a wizard that keeps walking near my house. I think the wizard was back. No, I'm not crazy. It's something. So anywho, you can see where I'm getting the legs worked up, and this is where I really start to struggle bus. I'm trying to figure out how to hold up the leg and not have it fall down while I add the other legs, and I say, F it, why don't I just flip the damn thing over and put the 2x4 sticking straight up, because it's light, it's pine. And that ended up working fine. So I'm just working. I'm going to cut the other leg, eventually get them sticking up together. And I was kind of getting the hang of things, getting the groove. I had a little better system down. I was really struggling. You could definitely tell if you were standing near me while I was doing this project in the earlier part that I was just cursing and screaming at everything. But it was finally kind of starting to get together, and you can see right now it's upside down, but you can finally see what I was trying to get at. It was a big weight off my chest when I actually flipped this thing over and had it. I ended up, what you can see there is I had to fix a couple of the angles of things, because when it was all upside down, nothing was quite square, so I could finally see the issues going on. And now I just put the top on, and I'm just putting a bunch of screws around just to put it together, and it ended up working out. I have a nice big table. Here I was just trying to do a cool shot of me screwing in along the 2x4s, the plywood into it. Nothing really special. I just wanted to get some artistic value. It ended up being kind of whatever. I'm honestly probably putting too many screws in, or just an unnecessary amount. But hey, you know, the more screws the better, right? Got little wood screws. That one went in pretty good. This one I was just trying to show what it's like to use a speed square. I put my GoPro on the 2x4, and then I was like, oh, let's fling the tape measure up at the camera. Woo, that's fun. And that was the end of that shot. That was kind of lame. I had a bunch of slow motion shots that I took during this whole project, but none of them were that cool looking, so I didn't want to waste the time. Here is the first wall. So this is where I was really, I had FaceTimed with Francis, and we were trying to figure it out. Here is a 2-foot wide section, and that's 4 foot in the center of the wall. So we're going to have 2 nesting boxes, and this is another 2-foot section. So it's a we'll get 4 1-foot wide sections that are 1 foot tall, and that'll be the nesting box side. You can see the little structure things I put in. It's not the prettiest thing. I'm proud of it, but I'm also not. But it's gonna work, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. It's structurally sound, and I'm pretty fed up. This was after a long hot day, and there's Schwoey. I love that girl. She's such a sweetheart. She's my little buddy. She's so energetic and just loves life no matter what happens. I threw I think a piece of wood or something for her to chase, and she caught it with her face, and I felt horrible. But, and there's Jealous Jack. Anywho, till next time, guys.